really a proper video I'm doing here. You might be wondering what I'm doing right here. I'm with a friend of mine, UAO OLED, apparently. Just gonna let him know I'm recording. And I'm pretty sure you can recognise this here. I'm, yes, in a different world, making another TARDIS. Now, that's actually because I want to do a tutorial for you guys. If anyone of you want to know how to make a TARDIS like the ones that I'm making, I mean, I'm not the best at making TARDISes. I'm sure there are loads of better ones out on YouTube, and I know there are because I've seen them. But yeah, this is the only way that I know how to make a TARDIS, and I'm going to show you how. So, what you're going to want to do for a start is, as you can easily see, you want to make a nice interior, and you're going to want to add a few command blocks and things in it for the bigger on the inside thing, as you can see. Just a second. Yo-Yo seems a bit confused, so I'm going to let him know what I'm doing. Okay, so yeah, I've got the command blocks done. You just want to make it so that it teleports you to a different place in the world. And you need to remember what sort of coordinates. So here, 17 minus 66. Okay, I've got that in my head. And I'll just type that in here. Ooh. There we go. Okay, and then if you get a block of your choice, to start with the floor of the interior of the TARDIS, I'm going to go for cyan terracotta. I put a pressure plate on it, it will teleport you back. And, you know, that worked quite well, so you can go in. And, of course, we haven't actually got an interior to the TARDIS yet, so I'm going to start building that now. I might change some of it a bit later on, but, you know, I've got a start, and it works, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to make the floor as a start out of terracotta. Now, this is a good way to make a thing, which I saw in a video that someone else did on YouTube, which I thought was pretty good. So, if you put an iron door there, it looks a bit more like the actual the TARDIS door, you know, from the inside, because it was white on the inside and blue on the outside in Doctor Who. So yeah, I'm going to start making the floor, and I'm going to do a cutscene, so you guys don't have to watch all that. Okay, what is he doing? Okay, yeah, so I've got the bits of the interior done. I've got the floor and part of the console ready. I've got a beacon underneath with a blue beam to make it interesting. I'm not going to make a very big TARDIS, not like the one in the mansion. I'm just making something small as an example. I don't want to go absolutely crazy. So what I'm planning to do is get some of this and put it around here, and it should make a pretty cool effect, which I've never thought of before. I think my problem with making something like this is that if I actually put effort into it, if I try to make it look good, I'll find I quite like it and wish I'd done it in a better world. Because this is a new world, and, you know, I'm probably going to end up liking this quite a lot, and I'm probably going to want to keep it, even though it's a small TARDIS and I've barely started. But, yeah. So as you can see, like this, you can put some blocks around the outside. Completely your choice. You don't have to do what I'm doing. This is just an example. And yeah, so I'm going to... Actually, I'm going to change things here a bit. I'm going to speed up the video. Okay, you just asked me to see some... Oh, that's cool. That's actually really good. I can't do that. I'm not very good with armor stand work. I can do occasional, like, I don't know, small statue things, but look at that. He's made a fancy sword that glows. That's so cool. I can't do that. That is just, honestly, look at that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, over here, sorry that I got a bit distracted there. This is meant to be a TARDIS tutorial. I'm gonna make that one block higher. Okay, so now you've got the walls done, you're going to want to have something for the roof, and I'm going to go for this stuff. Okay. So yeah, you don't need to make the exterior of the interior look good. You just want to make it so that the interior looks good from the inside. You're not ever going to see the outside anyway. Yeah. So if you just do this a bit, it will end up starting to look pretty good. Yeah, I'm not very good at colour palettes. I think for TARDISes, I might just end up sticking with the grey. Okay, so underneath here, you're going to want to add a command block. Otherwise, the TARDIS materializing the thing, it won't work. You're going to want a structure block as well. Now, for those of you who don't know how structure blocks work, I can basically just show you right here anyway, because, yeah. If you put a structure block down, you can see it has, like, a thing around it. There's a box made out of, like, light things. And so you're going to make sure, you're going to want to make, if you go in here, if you want to save something, you want to make sure that the mode is on save, like you can see in the top left-hand corner. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to make it, how tall is this? I need to know how tall it is. Okay, that looks about right. I'm going to make this 12 as well, just in case. Yeah, okay, that was fine. So that looks good. I'm going to give it a name so I know what to do, you know, what it's going to be called. TARDIS interior, and then you press the save button, and that will save that. And then, wherever you want you to put this is completely irrelevant to where the TARDIS will be, so it doesn't matter where you put the other interior. Although I would suggest you do it close by, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a pain. As you can see, it's basically a copy and paste feature in Minecraft. Of course, because in Bedrock you don't have world edit, so that's the closest you can get to copy and paste. You're going to want to add some things on the inside as well, because, yeah, you're going to want that command block to teleport you over here. This is going to be slightly complicated. Yeah, this is where things get slightly more complicated, so you're going to want to listen here. So, you two. I know you can't hear me, but still. I haven't made a Christmas video yet. I should make a Christmas video, actually. I don't think of it. I'm not sure if I actually have or not. Yeah. Goodness, this is going to be a bit confusing. I think I'm going to do a cut. And, oh, of course, that doesn't work. That didn't work. Alright, I'm going to do a cut and then show you what I've done. Okay, as you can see here, I've done a bit of controls. I've done a bit of command block work. Honestly, I probably should have showed you exactly what I was doing, but it was going to take such a long time that nobody was going to want to watch this video anyway, because it was so long. So, for decoration of the console, I forgot about this. You're going to want to add some command blocks, which will actually have a function. So for the time travel function, you're going to want to have 2 command blocks. If you want to add more, then that's completely up to you, and that won't affect anything to do with the TARDIS. That's in the wrong place. Let me just get some stuff quickly. it is. Okay. Yeah, you're going to... Actually, it doesn't matter where you put the buttons in the console. I just felt like doing it like this. I'm gonna do that. Okay, tome. Whoops. I put tome. I don't even know what a tome is. So yeah, so you're gonna want to put it to night as well, or midnight. I usually go for midnight. And you go over here, and you can see I have put some controls in here. And if I flick the lever, it will teleport me over to the other interior, which, if I flick the lever here, will... Oh, yeah, unfortunately, the one thing about this is that if you've done something on one side of the TARDIS, or in one interior, you have to do exactly the same on the other as well. Otherwise, it won't be symmetrical, and it won't look good. You know, because you can't just have your TARDIS changing every time you travel. Oopsies, there we go. But yeah, as you can see, that works. And if you put some other buttons here, you will get what you need. And now, if you've got all these 3 buttons, then you don't actually need anything else. If you want to add something else, if you can think of something else, then that is your choice. You can add that when you like. Whereas I think comparators and repeaters look very good for complicated stuff, but I would suggest only adding 1 of each, because otherwise it just starts looking a bit too complicated. Just make it look random if you want to. I usually add 1 bit slightly empty, so 1 part of the console I will leave empty. Now I'm going to have to remember what I did to do the same on the other side as well. Okay, so if I put these here, have I done something wrong? Yeah, I have. That's meant to be Blackstone. Goodness, I don't remember changing that. Okay, it's Blackstone button. And boop. There we go. That's back to normal. And over here, you just need to remember what you've put down, because I'm not very good at remembering, so just occasionally flick back and forth between your 2 TARDIS interiors to make sure you've got the right thing. So now I've got the right thing everywhere, and you know, these are just slightly more complicated. They don't actually do anything, whereas the Blackstone buttons, what I would do is if I want to make a button do something, I use Blackstone buttons, so I know which buttons do something, which buttons don't. Now, just to make sure that you know that this works, I've got blue concrete here. And when I travel in the TARDIS, it should be red. My TARDIS is still in flight. Goodness. Okay. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna put it back down again. Yep. See, it works. I've travelled, and I used to be over there. The only one downside to this is that you do have to have 2 TARDIS exteriors in your world, so I would suggest putting them further away than what I've done here, because then you're just gonna have it that you can see 2 TARDISes in one place, but it's meant to be the same thing, and that's not gonna look very good. Now, one thing that you should know is that literally anything you can do to your TARDIS can make it look good. Let me just get some signs. So yeah, you know, I've completely forgotten what goes on the plaque on an actual TARDIS, but it's always good to put a sign here, because there is meant to be a plaque on the TARDIS exterior saying something like free for use of the public. Now, if you go inside, you see it's a little dark. If I press this button, it starts getting really dark, and that can be useful, because if you haven't added a clock or anything to your interior, then, you know, you're going to want to... Ooh. And that does not connect up. I'm gonna do something quick. Okay, yeah. And lights in the TARDIS go very well, because in actual Doctor Who there are round things on the walls. Not always, but quite a bit of the time there are round things on the walls. I think they're called roundels. And yeah, you want to add these, because it really adds... Okay, that does connect up, that's good. I'll just add these here, because it adds a better sense, or it adds a better atmosphere. It makes it feel more, I don't know, it makes it feel more full, less empty and undecorated, you could say. And yeah, so if I just keep doing this around the place. Oh, I forgot to do the wall here. It should start looking pretty good and a lot lighter. So yeah, you don't have to do anything of what I'm doing right now. It is completely optional. But yeah, do whatever you feel makes your TARDIS look nicer, because it's going to be worth it in the end. Even the tiniest things, like these little lights, can make it look so much better. Another thing you might want to consider is doing variations on the lamp at the top. Okay, you can either do, because there are only 2 variations. My original TARDIS design had a blue one, but right now I prefer the normal coloured one. It's a lot nicer, I think. Kind of gives a more of a warm sensation. As you can see, I've put some lodestone in the walls as well, which makes it seem like another roundel yet again. And yeah, this is a working TARDIS. Yeah, the only slight downside, I think I've already told you this, but you know, it does get a bit repetitive if you keep repeating everything to the other side. One good thing to do is, if you find that if you like something in your TARDIS, if you figure you like it, just build the whole thing first, and then copy it and paste it. Otherwise, you'll just be going back and forth doing the same thing over and over again. Now, of course, if you're not making a TARDIS video or something like I do, you can just flick the lever on and off to teleport. Another thing, I have found this, yeah, in my mansion world, I've put it, as you can see, 10,000 blocks away from spawn, because it's quite big. The interior is the biggest interior I've ever done before, and, you know, I don't want people to just randomly, I don't know, flying around and they bump into it. So yeah, I've even added a button for regeneration in this thing. So yeah, if you really wanted to, you could make it so that your oh, I just walked into the wrong TARDIS. Sorry about that sound outside. I think someone's drilling. Yeah, if you want to go completely crazy on TARDIS things like this, you can make something really big. Yeah, just a second. I know how to get rid of things on the left-hand side of the screen in the chat. Unfortunately, it is a bit odd, and you can't see the hotbar. Can that guy stop drilling? Okay, yeah, if you, yeah, wait for that to go off. You won't notice that anything has changed when you flick the levers. Did I not fix that? Just a second. Oh no! Oh, I have work to do. Bye.